All right, today we're going to get into some really powerful ideas from a trial lawyer named Jefferson Fisher. We're going to break down exactly why our most important conversations so often just blow up. And more importantly, we'll uncover this one simple mindset shift that can turn a full-blown conflict into a real connection. Let's dive in.
So let's start with a question I think we've all asked ourselves at some point. Why do our arguments go so wrong? You know the feeling. You go into a conversation trying to solve something, trying to connect, but then, somehow, it just spirals, and everyone walks away feeling even worse. What is going on there?
I mean, picture this. You're meeting a friend for coffee, maybe, to try and clear the air. You both want to fix things, but then, within minutes, that feeling is gone, and it's replaced by this need to prove you're right. Suddenly, you're not talking to each other, you're talking at each other. And just like that, the conversation sinks.
And this gets us to the real heart of the problem. Fisher calls it the winning is losing trap. It's this deep, almost instinctual need we have to treat a conversation like a battle that has to be won. But the thing is, that instinct, it's the very reason we so often end up losing.
And Fisher just nails it with his quote. He says, winning an argument is a losing game. Think about that. Because even if you get that final zinger in, even if you prove your point, what did you actually lose in the process? Maybe their trust. Maybe their respect, or maybe you lost the connection altogether. You might have won the battle, but you've pretty much lost the war.
So this is the big shift we have to make. Our old goal, our default mode, is to win, to prove we're right. The new goal is totally different. It's to unravel. It's about finding the thread and pulling on it until you get to the real heart of the issue, until you understand the struggle. That simple change in your goal, it's an absolute game changer. And to really get this, we need to talk about a really crucial idea: the person you're not seeing. See, behind every fight, every conflict, there's almost always a hidden story, a struggle you know nothing about. And honestly, there's no better way to understand this than through an incredible story from Fisher's own life as a lawyer.
Okay, so the scene is a high-stakes, high-pressure legal deposition. Jefferson Fisher is questioning this witness, a guy named Bobby Elpray, who is described as just a mountain of a man. And right from the jump, Bobby is hostile. He's agitated, and the tension in that room is just getting thicker and thicker with every single question.
And then it happens. Bobby just slams his hand down on the table and yells this right at Fisher. He's calling the question stupid, and he makes it incredibly clear that he has zero trust for this lawyer. I mean, the conversation has just slammed into a brick wall of pure anger.
Now, imagine you're Fisher. What's your first instinct? It's to fight back, right? He feels this surge of anger. He wants to hit back with his own cutting words, to put Bobby back in his place, to win this confrontation. This is that winning is losing trap playing out in real time. It's such a powerful natural urge.
But then, he stops, and in that split second, he asks himself a question that changes the entire room. What if this isn't about me at all? What if there's a whole other conversation going on here? As he puts it, there's another conversation happening inside that person's head that you weren't invited to.
So instead of fighting fire with fire, he does something completely radical. He leans in and he asks this totally disarming question. He shifts his goal from winning to unraveling. He just asks, "Tell me, please, what's been your biggest struggle this year?"
Just like that, the truth just comes pouring out. Bobby isn't some angry jerk. He's a terrified, overwhelmed son. His mom is in assisted living, he's taking care of everything, and he's been getting these threatening letters from other lawyers about her house. The guy feels completely helpless.
And this is the turning point. Fisher doesn't give him legal advice. He gives him a connection. He looks Bobby right in the eye and says just 3 simple words: "You're a good son." And with that, this huge, intimidating man just breaks down and starts to cry. The entire energy shifts right there, from a fight to a connection.
So this is the whole point. We have to learn to see the unseen person. Because the person you see in front of you might just look angry or defensive, but the person you're actually talking to, the real person under all of that, is often just scared or overwhelmed or dealing with some huge struggle you know absolutely nothing about.
Okay, so that's the why. You can see how powerful this mindset shift is, but the real question is, how do you actually do it? Well, it all starts before you even say a word. You've got to have a plan.
You know, this right here is where we usually set ourselves up to fail. We walk in with these totally unrealistic goals. We want to get an immediate apology. We want to force them to see things our way. We want to fix the entire problem in one talk. Instead, try a realistic goal.
like simply understanding their perspective, or just feeling heard yourself, or maybe just agreeing on one tiny step forward. That's it.
Planning is huge, for sure, but what happens when you're right in the middle of it? You know, in the heat of the moment, when you feel your own anger rising and that old instinct to win kicks in? Well, Fisher gives us 3 really practical tools to help us control that moment. And here they are. It's super simple. First, your first word is breath. Before a single word comes out of your mouth, you take a slow, controlled breath. It calms that whole fight or flight system down. Second, your first thought is a scan. Just do a quick mental scan of your body. Is your jaw clenched? Are your shoulders up by your ears? Find that tension and just let it go. And third, your first conversation is a small talk with yourself. Have a little phrase ready, like find the struggle, that anchors you back to your real goal.
Okay, so we get the problem now. We have a way to plan. We've even got a toolkit for when things get heated. So now it's all about putting it together. It really all comes down to what you decide to do and what you decide to say in your very next conversation.
So this is it. This is your new mindset. Just remember these things. You are there to learn something, not to prove something. An argument isn't a battlefield, it's a window into what someone else is struggling with. And that means that conflict isn't just a problem, it's actually an opportunity for a real connection. And finally, always remember, your goal isn't to win, it's to unravel.
So I'll just leave you with this. Who is that next conversation going to be with for you? A partner? A friend? A coworker? When you walk into that talk, are you going to be trying to win? Or are you going to be looking for the person you're not seeing, ready to help unravel their struggle? It's your choice.